Good evening and welcome to the main news at 20 hours. I am Danji Simwanza. The headlines. Political parties agree to hold violence-free elections. Zambia continues recording worrying figures of COVID-19 cases. Former President Rupia Banda is recovering well. Ministry of Health launches second doses of AstraZeneca vaccine. And in international news, violence escalates in Afghanistan as Taliban forces takes control of Iman Habib district. In sports, Chipolo Polo geared for the forthcoming Olympics. And now the news in detail. Zambia has in the last 24 hours recorded 3,367 new confirmed cases and 50 COVID-19 deaths have been recorded in the last 24 hours. Ministry of Health Permanent Secretary for Technical Service, Dr. Kenneth Malama says the admission in the last 24 hours have far exceeded the discharges with 255 new admissions and 116 facility discharges. Dr. Malama said people should continue to stop the spread of COVID-19 even at individual levels by simply adhering to the 5 golden rules. He adds that the patient oxygen demands continue to increase and that the ministry is exploring all available options to increase both manufacturing and cylinder capacity so as to ensure they are able to meet the oxygen requirements of the patients. The Ministry of Health has today launched the second doses of AstraZeneca vaccine at Kalingalinga Clinic. Ministry of Health Permanent Secretary for Technical Service Dr. Kenneth Malama says the vaccine exercise is building momentum and will allow more Zambians to get vaccinated. Dr. Malama has since encouraged Zambians to go out in numbers to get their vaccine as this will help in reducing COVID-19 cases. He has, however, urged the media to ensure the general public has the right information about the vaccine. Former Republican President Rupia Banda says he regrets the death of the first Republican President, Dr. Kenneth Kaunda. The former president says he's feeling much better now, and he is also, and he is on chemotherapy treatment. Dr. Banda said he is ready to return to Zambia.
I just want to say that I'm feeling much better. Thank you so much. I'm undergoing my treatment and looking forward to returning home soon. Just so sad returning to Zambia without Dr. Kaunda. But otherwise, I'm well. I'm recovering soon. I received my third chemotherapy 5 days ago, and I'm getting ready to return home soon.
And government has dispelled social media reports suggesting that the fourth Republican president has died. In a statement released to the media in Lusaka today, Information and Broadcasting Permanent Secretary Amos Malupenga says Dr. Banda is in good health and not admitted to any health facility locally or abroad. Mr. Malupenga has urged Zambians to stop abusing social media. The Law Association of Zambia LAS has called on political parties in the country to desist from engaging in political violence before, during, and after the 2021 general elections. LAS President Abiud Shonga says political parties hold the key to ending the escalating levels of political violence. He says the political parties should embrace lessons of peace and unity left behind by the late first Republican President, Dr. Kenneth Kaunda. He was speaking today when establishing peace and non-violent charter with political parties in Lusaka.
This initiative, just to briefly restate, is an initiative born out of an understanding that the key political players, the various political parties, actually hold the key to keeping peace and maintaining unity before, during, and after the elections that are slated for August the 12th. And so the Law Association of Zambia invited the political parties And the document that we will review and hopefully sign today is a culmination of each and every one of your inputs. And it is hoped that this document will not just be a paper document, but the values and the spirit and the promise made in the document will help all of us in bringing down the political temperature.
It says electoral violence undermines the credibility of elections. ECZ Chief Executive Officer Patrick Nshindano says the Commission is disappointed that political parties resorted to violence when campaigning. He has further called on political parties to refrain from violence and compete with ideas when campaigning. He said this in Lusaka today.
The political parties are key to the maintaining of peace and unity in our country. And us as a Commission, as we've always highlighted in our different engagements, that electoral violence really undermines the credibility of elections. We are now working towards the 12th August general elections, and unfortunately, at the beginning of the campaign, we did see sporadic incidences of violence ensuing, which should not be the case. And we hope that at this moment, when the country is mourning our dear beloved First Republican President, who is known for peace and unity, that with this charter that will be signed today, will be cementing on what he stood for and be able to ensure that from this point onwards, up to the time we cast our vote on 12th August, and indeed beyond, Zambia will experience peace.
And the United Party for National Development, UPND, has commended the Law Association of Zambia LAS for coming up with a peace and non-violent charter. UPND Secretary General Betuka Amenda says the charter is a good sign of progress in ending violence despite coming late. He says this should have been done in the early stages of the electoral process.
This is a wonderful initiative by the Law Association of Zambia. In fact, it's long overdue. This wonderful initiative should have taken place before the elections were declared open. The contents of the peace charter that we are signing today will go a long way in promoting peace. This country is known to be an oasis of peace, and in that regard, when we sit down today with all these other political parties to sign this charter, it is pointing at the country which is known to be the hive of peace.
Meanwhile, UPND Secretary General has wondered why the Patriotic Front would shun away from such an activity when there is need for all political players to be involved in ending violence. Mr. Imenda has further accused the PF of exhibiting acceptance to violence by avoiding such an important event. He says the PF decision to agree to peace has justified that he says the PF decision to agree to peace has justified claims that they are perpetrators of violence. He was speaking shortly after different political parties signed a peace agreement.
We hope other people that are not here, other political parties that are not here, are not doing so deliberately so that they perpetuate violence, which we so much hate. And today you can see they are not here. They are not here because they do not believe in peace. And I was not expecting them to be here today. That's why I came here 30 minutes before the opening of this very important meeting. I wanted to meet one of them and talk to them. A good number of them are my friends. We're together in Parliament. We used to talk about peace. We used to talk about a lot of issues of developmental nature. which they have U-turned on. I looked around, I couldn't see any. And then I knew here are the perpetrators of violence running away from coming to commit themselves before the country so that we have a free and a fair election.
We're going to take our first short commercial break. We'll be back shortly.
Alice just started a small business and is looking to set up her home office. She's currently looking to purchase stylish and professional office furniture, as well as day-to-day stationery items to complete her office look, but doesn't know where to start from. With Penmarks Limited, Alice can set up her home office in no time. Penmarks is the perfect one-stop shop that offers affordable, ergonomic office furniture suitable for different styles, stationery items, as well as printing services for all your business cards, letterheads, flyers, and pen carbon books to give your organization a unique brand identity and get your business up and running. Penmarks offers free delivery to all their corporate clients within Lusaka and have partnered with AfriDelivery and Tigmu to offer delivery to all its other customers to ensure you never run out of products and can also order from the comfort of your home. You can also visit our store situated on plot number 831 North End, Cairo Road, Lusaka, and our sales team will gladly assist you. Penmarks Limited, stationery, printing, office furniture.
Welcome back. The Democracy and Motherland Defenders Coalition says it is shocked at the decision by the UPND to resume campaigns during this time of national mourning. Coalition spokesperson Andrew Ntewewe says he understands the UPND desperation to resume campaigns. Speaking in Lusaka today, Mr. Ntewewe said the UPND is the only organization world over that has resisted the 21 days period of national mourning in honor of the first Republican President, Dr. Kaunda.
The coalition, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, is dismayed to learn of the decision by UPND to resume campaigns even during this mourning period. But we must indicate that we are not surprised because UPND is an outfit that is too desperate to hand over our hard-earned and God-given national assets to foreigners. UPND, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, countrymen and women, was the only organization in the world that protested the declaration by the state of the 21 days national mourning.
And the PF in Kasama Central says they will resume campaigns once the 21 days national mourning period is over. Kasama Central constituency PF candidate Sibongile Mwamba says she is ready to start the campaigns.
I am the only female candidate in the Northern Province. Thank you very much to my party. But I think I am sending shivers in other people's camps. So please, I wish to thank the Provincial Committee on the Northern Province, the constituency, the wards, all my councillors as they continue to go on with helping me sell my name, my candidature, as well as that of the party president and all other candidates that are standing. Let us just meet in the battlefield. Let us not fear each other by sending malicious messages on social media. When you fear somebody, go and meet them in the battlefield, not on social media. So I stand as a strong woman. I stand as the candidate for Kasama Central. As much as you're saying that I have decided that I will leave my race, I am not going anywhere. I will stand firm. I will support my president. I will support my party. And I will stand to support myself, to give my party the much desired votes and to deliver myself into Parliament to stand as the candidate for Kasama Central. I will not fail my people. I stand here as a proud woman who wishes to go and be a representative of other women in Parliament.
The United National Independence Party Secretary General Lazarus Mwiche says the party is deeply saddened by the passing of Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, Zambia's first Republican president. Mr. Mwiche has described Dr. Kaunda as a legend and a mentor who had a sense of nationalism and taught us about family values. He said the people should emulate the good that the first Republican president did in creating solidarity for development.
As a party, United National Independence Party, we are deeply saddened by the loss of our great revolutionary in the name of Dr. Kenneth David Kaunda. This man, now our mentor in this party, has left a legacy, the legacy of a sense of nationalism, where we think that everyone is supposed to be rallied behind this ideology of nationalism, which creates solidarity for development. This is a man that taught us family values. He always preached peace, love, care, left, right, and center. He wanted to build a nation that was anchored on five main human endeavors. That's political, social, economic, science and technology, defense and security.
United National Independence Party Secretary General Lazarus Mwiche says it is the obligation of all Zambians to play their part in preventing the spread of coronavirus. Mr. Mwiche said a lot of people have died since the pandemic started in 2019, and now the third wave has hit hard, killing even larger numbers. He has called on all Zambians to follow the 5 rules of the COVID-19 guidelines and ensure that everyone stays safe.
When COVID came, 2019, a lot of people were doubting, but the message that must go to the public is that COVID is very real. People must observe social distancing and all that comes with safety. It is very real. We are losing our people. It's not a joke to lose 49 individuals who have left behind their families. We keep losing them. So people must be serious, avoid physical contacts and congestion, even if there is something very interesting.
We're going to take our last commercial break. We'll be back shortly.
Alice just started a small business and is looking to set up her home office. She's currently looking to purchase stylish and professional office furniture, as well as day-to-day stationery items to complete her office look, but doesn't know where to start from. With Penmarks Limited, Alice can set up her home office in no time. Penmarks is the perfect one-stop shop that offers affordable, ergonomic office furniture suitable for different styles, stationery items, as well as printing services for all your business cards, letterheads, flyers, and pen carbon books to give your organization a unique brand identity and get your business up and running. Penmarks offers free delivery to all their corporate clients within Lusaka and have partnered with AfriDelivery and Tigmu to offer delivery to all its other customers to ensure you never run out of products and can also order from the comfort of your home. You can also visit our store situated on plot number 831 North End, Cairo Road, Lusaka, and our sales team will gladly assist you. Penmarks Limited, stationery, printing, office furniture.
Welcome back, and now for the rest of the news. The United Nations Special Representative for Afghanistan have warned on the increased instability after recent military gained by the Taliban. On Monday, its fighter captured the Imam Sahib district in northern Kunduz province. Violence has escalated since the United States announced plans to withdraw its troops by September. We monitor Al Jazeera for this report.
The security situation in Afghanistan has been deteriorating for years, but what the Security Council heard in this virtual session was the most grim briefing yet.
I cannot overstate to the Council my concern regarding the present situation in Afghanistan.
In recent weeks, Taliban activity has been focused on a number of key provinces. These pictures from Kunduz in northern Afghanistan, where the provincial capital Kunduz city looks at risk of being surrounded. Special Representative Lyons said the UN believes this may be a deliberate strategy.
More than 50 of Afghanistan's 370 districts have fallen since the beginning of May. Most districts that have been taken surround provincial capitals, suggesting that the Taliban are positioning themselves to try and take these capitals once foreign forces are fully withdrawn.
The Taliban deny they were responsible for many of the recent attacks, but Afghanistan's Foreign Minister Hanif Atmar told the Council they are behind them, and it's a clear breach of their deal with the US.
Under the watchful eyes of the international community, our people have witnessed only the worst violence of the past 2 decades, since the signing of the Doha Peace Agreement, and especially since the announcement by the United States and NATO of their troops withdrawal. The massacre of schoolboys in Logar, schoolgirls in West Kabul, deminers in the north, and vaccinators in the east over the past weeks are just some examples of the senseless violence inflicted by Taliban and their associates.
After President Biden announced the pullout of US troops in April, his Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, came up with a plan to build on the talks in Doha with a peace conference in Istanbul so the Taliban and Afghan government could work together. That plan now lies in tatters. And most analysts believe the Afghan people, who've suffered 4 decades of war, are now likely to face an intensified conflict. UN experts are preparing for a major humanitarian emergency. James Bays, Al Jazeera.
The United States of America Justice Department has seized 33 Iranian government-affiliated media websites, Press TV and Al-Alam, which is said were hosted on U.S.-owned domains in violation of sanctions. Press TV website has now changed its domain address so users can gain access. A Hamas-linked Palestinian website has also been blocked. The U.S. says the sites violate sanctions against Tehran. Tehran has condemned the U.S. seizure of the pro-Iran media website, calling it a breach of freedom of speech. We monitor Al Jazeera for this report.
Thank you for joining us. Tehran has condemned the U.S. seizure of 33 pro-Iranian media websites, calling it a breach of freedom of speech. The U.S. says the sites violate sanctions against Iran. This is a message greeting people trying to look at the Iranian English language Press TV site. The channel has now changed its domain address so users can gain access. The U.S. Justice Department has accused media outlets connected to Iran's Revolutionary Guard of spreading disinformation. A Hamas-linked Palestinian website has also been blocked. Let's bring in our correspondent in Iran, Dorsa Jabari, who's live in Tehran. So, Dorsa, tell us more first about these Iranian news websites that have been targeted and the reaction from the Iranian authorities.
Well, this is the first time we're seeing such a large number of websites that have been pulled offline by the American government. Of course, they are using a local domain now to continue having their online presence, but it comes at a very critical time. Of course, the Iranians have said that their sites are legitimate news organizations within the country. They belong to various branches of state television. And we've also heard from the head of the Iranian mission to the United Nations, who has condemned the act by the US government, calling it a freedom of speech issue, it's a censorship issue, and that Iran will pursue the matter through legal channels. We've also been hearing from the President Hassan Rouhani's chief of staff at the weekly cabinet meeting. Let's listen to some of what he had to say.
What the US did to Iranian websites was a breach of all principles of freedom of speech, which the United States is proud of. They restricted freedom of speech. We condemn this measure. We will use all our legal and international means to counter this wrong policy of the United States. It is not a constructive move at a time when nuclear talks are underway in Vienna.
As you say, Dorsa, this is coming at a critical time, a delicate time in US-Iran relations when they've been trying to revive the 2015 nuclear deal. How might these US moves affect that?
Well, it's certainly not going to help the situation. The 6th round of nuclear talks in Vienna wrapped up just a few days ago, and the Iranians are now deciding whether or not they will agree to the draft that's been brought together in Vienna. There is a special committee that's been formed with the various branches of government who are looking closely at the details of that agreement. We heard from the Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif, who said that the text he's reviewed is the final one they have at the moment, following months of negotiations in Vienna since April. So the Iranians are in a position to make a decision now. And of course, the newly elected President Ebrahim Raisi has weighed in on the topic as well, saying that he will continue to support what is in the best interest of the Iranian nation. But we understand that the Iranians have to make a decision soon. And there is an understanding that these kinds of activities or behaviors by the United States government will not likely go down well in a very conservative various branches of government that we have at the moment, and it will just make the work of President Hassan Rouhani and his negotiating team much more difficult to convince those various factions to agree to this document that's been brought back to Tehran. It will most likely delay any kind of decision by the Iranians to reach an agreement, but we are waiting also to find out. There is an IAEA technical agreement that expires on Thursday, and whether or not this will have an effect on what the Iranians decide to do next remains to be seen, but it certainly will not help the situation.
Dorsa Jabari in Tehran, thank you very much for that update.
And finally, in sports, the Zambia national women's team says they are ready for the forthcoming Olympic Games in Tokyo. Speaking at National Hero Stadium in Lusaka today, Zambia national women's team coach Bruce Mwape says everything is in place and the girls are fully geared for the task ahead. And the national girls team says the competition has helped them adequately prepare. More details in the following report.
The Zambia national women's team has in the last months provided a form of joy for soccer fans across the country. They have conquered and made history by qualifying to the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, which will be played this year due to the COVID-19 that has struck many sporting activities, not only in Zambia, but the world at large. However, the COVID story aside, the Zambia women's team says they are very ready and prepared for the forthcoming Tokyo Games, with the coach saying he has assembled a squad that will deliver the required results.
Well, the team is ready for the tournament. What we are actually telling our players is that we should just get ready for the tournament, especially the first game. The first game is important. If we can manage to win the first game, then I think we'll be okay.
Not only was the coach very optimistic, top scorer in the qualifying campaign, Grace Chanda, says the team is ready to take up the mantle and represent Zambia well.
Turi led na tuipekanya fyonse ba coach bari bombera poso turi led like if kuma strikers na tuipekanya bonse twari kwanina so turi led fyonse ba coach bari tusambiri chef ya kuchita so na tuipekanya fyonse tukachita fe buino fyonse.
And another prolific striker, Priska Chilufyo, says the team is in high spirits and has built on the competition in the team to build a great squad.
Hapa the competition para wokushita buino because la sangwati all ones are for kubikila ko pare pare shadida are for kubikila ko, so I think that's the best thing for now, competition. Like just to add on a Fachilanda and I'm a friendly list at Kwete, but we are trying by all means kubati fueka to repair competition because natwishipa kutuleya tayakebe easy kaba fe kulifwe kubika more extra ama efforts yali extra because our friends have been preparing for the tournament that we should for how long, but we are sure that Kali. But with us, Naifovene, we have been in camp for 3 months, so we are well geared and prepared for the tournament.
This team is not only representing Zambia, but representing African women football at a world stage. David Kajila, reporting for Live TV in Lusaka.
Meanwhile, Zambia national women's team coach Bruce Mwape says the team's preparation was hindered by not having adequate playing field to train from. Mr. Mwape says the only available stadium is packed with activities, making it a little difficult for them to have ample time to train.
The team is ready for the competition, and like I said, it's the challenge is on the training pitch, because we were given permission to be using Heroes Stadium, but because of the preparations for the burial of the late former president Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, we are only told to use this pitch early in the morning. By 9:30 we should be out. The other alternative, which is Mboira, I think that one will be using that one possibly next week, because Mkwazi are also preparing for their final game this weekend.
And that sports item brings us to the end of the main news bulletin. But before we go, a recap of the headlines. Political parties agree to hold violence-free elections. Zambia continues recording worrying figures of COVID-19 cases. Ministry of Health launches second doses of AstraZeneca vaccine. And in international news, violence escalates in Afghanistan as Taliban forces takes control of Iman Habib district. And in sports, Shipolo Polo geared for the forthcoming Olympics. Thank you so much for watching the main news. Have a pleasant viewing.
Alice just started a small business and is looking to set up her home office. She's currently looking to purchase stylish and professional office furniture, as well as day-to-day stationery items to complete her office look, but doesn't know where to start from. With Penmarks Limited, Alice can set up her home office in no time. Penmarks is the perfect one-stop shop that offers affordable, ergonomic office furniture suitable for different styles, stationery items, as well as printing services for all your business cards, letterheads, flyers, and pen carbon books to give your organization a unique brand identity and get your business up and running. Penmarks offers free delivery to all their corporate clients within Lusaka and have partnered with AfriDelivery and Tigmu to offer delivery to all its other customers to ensure you never run out of products, and can also order from the comfort of your home. You can also visit our store situated on plot number 831 North End, Cairo Road, Lusaka, and our sales team will gladly assist you. Penmarks Limited, stationery, printing, office furniture.